Well, the gift of a furry, cuddly companion is extremely tempting and one of the most popular gifts requested from Santa, but there are a few things to keep in mind. Let's welcome Dr. Andrew Watson, veterinarian with My Pets Vet, and Caroline Turner from Libby and Mace's Place Animal Rescue, and joining them is sweet little Bowie. What a sweet, darling boy.
He is sweet and soft.
Oh, I know he is. So he's a toy poodle, which means he doesn't have fur.
Correct.
Right.
You will have to have him groomed so he is, has the curly hair of a poodle.
But if you have allergies,
They
he's
tend to be more hypoallergenic.
Yes.
It's not ever a guarantee with a poodle, but absolutely they do tend to be.
It's beautiful. We're going to give details on Bowie in just a minute. But first I want to start out, let's start with you, Caroline, because you're a foster mom.
Yes.
And so you know what it's like to have animals come in, how to take care of them. When someone is considering giving a pet for a gift, what are some of the things that they should take into consideration?
I mean, honestly, the longevity, the life of the pet, because you don't want to rehome the pet if it wasn't the right decision for the person that you are giving the animal to. And also, you've got to think about the adjustment time that a new pet is going to take into your home, and then giving them time to get comfortable.
And what do you recommend, Doctor? You know, we tend to give puppies as pets. Right. Now, Bowie is between 6 and 8 years old. We don't know exactly how old he is, but do you think really young animals is a good idea? Or
it really depends on everyone's different circumstances, right? So if you're giving a puppy, expect, we can go anywhere from upwards to 10 to 14 years, and it's not just a short-term seasonal commitment. It's, that's 10 to 14 years of, every day they're relying on you for, their complete care. So.
That is true, and also the training that it takes, right? So there's a commitment there. I doubled down when I adopted my dogs. I got 2 puppies, and boy, was that a huge commitment. And I'd like to say it was kind of a mistake, but I love them dearly. But truly, you have to also know who the audience is, so who you're giving it to. If you're giving a little child a puppy, maybe not such a great idea.
Absolutely, and with somebody like Bowie who's a little bit older, you also have to consider that dog might have health concerns that they're coming with. So you want to make sure it's a good fit for maybe an older family, or an older child.
True. And also the size of the dog as well, right? Depending on the living situation.
Absolutely. Some apartments do have, breed restrictions too, so that's something to take into account before you just jump into pet ownership. And, I do think that, surprising children is great, absolutely. But I do think that having the adults that are ultimately responsible for the care of the pets should be the ones. They should both be on board.
Yeah,
I don't think it should be
no surprise for
no
them.
surprise for the significant other.
What about giving the gift of becoming a foster parent?
That's a wonderful thing to do, especially this time of year. Our shelters and our rescues are full, and they're about to get more full. So a great way to find out if a dog is right for you is foster to adopt. And there's not that long-term commitment. You can change your mind, and it is important to have the right fit for the right dog.
It's a good way to kind of dip your toes, right? And coming from a vet standpoint, when you do have regular checkups and vaccinations and things like that, what is typically, if a dog is healthy, what is a typical financial investment?
Well, every dog should have an exam every single year, just because things do change over time. We do test for heartworms every single year. There are certain vaccines that have to be given every year. Some vaccines can be on a 3-year rotation, just depending on the age of the dog and their previous vaccine history. But you do need to take those things into account as a recurring cost. It's not just a one-time adoption fee. There's the healthcare costs that for every single year.
All right, well, let's give Bowie's information. So he just seems like such a calm, darling little boy. He loves to dress up.
Yes.
I love how you all play twinsies here. I think this is just so festive and wonderful.
Yes, it's the season. Yeah, Bowie is about 6 to 8 years old. We're not sure because he was picked up from a shelter. The rescue pulled him in, and rescues tend to do that to help shelters that are overfull and to help get a dog in a home, and then you can really see their personality. So I've had Bowie for a little over a week. He came very shy and timid, but he has come out of his shell. He's calm now. He's a little nervous, but he's actually very playful for his age. He loves
just closed
toys.
his eyes a little bit. I think he's ready to take a nap.
He's really playful with toys, and his foster siblings is getting along. We have dogs from 10 pounds to 100 pounds in our home.
Yeah. Oh, you do?
So he's getting
wow.
along great with everybody. Yes,
Yeah.
I haven't had him around children or cats yet, but we can always test for that ahead of time.
Wonderful. And just tell us briefly about your organization that you're volunteering with.
Libby and Mace's is run by 2 women that also work in the vet field. They started it about 5 or 6 years ago, and they don't actually have a facility, so every dog or cat, or I've actually transported goats for them and pigs, is in a foster home.
Oh, they are?
In a
Okay,
foster
wonderful.
facility.
That's
So yeah, we get the guarantee of a foster before they go and pull the dog from the shelter.
We're going to put all the information up on the screen. I want to thank you so much for joining us.
Yes, thank you for
Pleasure.
having us
and
in
Merry
Bowie.
Christmas.
Thank you.
Merry
Merry Christmas.
Christmas.
Steve Bowie. We'll be back after this.